Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we will demonstrating how to create the primary ledger in Fusion application. So log in as a user who has the functional setup manager role and go to setup and maintenance. And then go to your implementation project. For me, it is ASM implementation project. So now search for manage primary ledger. Click on the link and then go to task. Click on create icon, the plus icon. Now you can give the name of your primary ledger, ASM1 primary ledger. And select the chart of account. If you need the chart of account video, so you can just go through my previous video, which is the chart of account structure, how to create. So you can go to that and take a look of that configuration part. So I'm selecting currently the existing one that we have created in the last session. So then we need to select the calendar and currency according to your current country. So this is how we have defined the 4 C's, like chart of account already been defined, and then calendar and currency and the method, the convention. So standard accrual I have taken for this my primary ledger. Then save and close. Now specify the ledger option, like in EBS, we define the ledger options for our primary ledger. So here similarly in a Fusion application also we need to define the or specify the ledger options. Click on search and you need to select the third one, not the second one. Second one is for secondary ledger. So we are not creating secondary ledger, we are creating the primary ledger options. And here you need to first select the scope. So go to the scope, select the, we are going to create the ledger options for our newly created ledger, which is the ASM primary ledger, right? Select and then save and close. So here we need to define all the ledger options for our primary ledger. So like I said, already been defined the 4 C's, right? And number of future entryable periods we have already set at 1. So this is basically business requirement. You can define according to business requirement. So now I need to enter the retained earning account. Retained earning account, nothing. This is a P&L account, as you know. So I'm just putting the company department default value and account, the P&L account I'll select. For me, this is 5100. So other all the required accounts that you, according to you, all the optional one. So if you want to enable the journal approval for your ledgers, so all the journals, so you need to enable this enable journal approval flag, and then you need to select all the other options if you required. So rest of all the not mandatory, all the other one is optional. So let's save and close, and then okay. Okay, we didn't find the language. Click on save to validate your setup. Done. So we have defined the specify the ledger option for our ledger ASM1 primary ledger. And then we need to create the legal entity part, that is the enterprise structure. So first we need to create the enterprise, and then we can create the chart of account structure according to our, as per our need of reporting, right? And then primary ledger. And now we are going to create the legal entity. So first of all, we need to create a legal address for our legal entity. So manage legal address, first of all, for the financials. Click on manage legal addresses. Go to task. Click on create new. So here we can create our newly legal address. So ASM1 address 1, New York. Select one of them. And then the postal code, I've taken 1000 and click on OK. So this is how we have defined the legal address of our legal entity. So next we need to define the legal entity. Go to task and search for this option. Click the option task and then select the scope first, manage legal entities. You need to select your ledger. Select and add, apply and go to task. Here you need to select or search your primary ledger. Okay, we need to create the new one. But prior to that, we need to right. So go to task. So this is already been defined data legal entity, so we not to go to there. So we can create the new one here, and you can select create new, apply and go to task. And click on new. Here we can define the ASM1 legal entity. Same I'm taking as a legal entity identifier. And address you can take that we have defined in the last activity, which is ASM1 search for it, select it and put it here. Now here we have two options, for one for payroll statutory unit. If you are just want to define this newly created legal entity as a payroll statutory unit as well, so we need to select it. And then this is a legal employer. So if we deselect this, so what we need to do, we need to select payroll statutory out of the existing one already been defined in the system, right? So like we are linking to the payroll entity, or we can define this as newly created as a payroll statute unit and legal employer as well, the single entity, right? And next, you need to enter the 10 EIN codes for the newly created legal entity. Save and close. So we have created now the legal entity. Now we need to link this legal entity assigned to the ledger. Go to task legal entity assignment. But prior to that, we need to assign the legal entity balancing segment to this legal entity. To go to the third one, this is our accounting field. So here you can see ASM1 primary ledger already been assigned to this, and now we need to go to task and assign the primary ledger like balancing segment values to this. Okay. Select the legal entity and apply. Done. Right. Save and close. Okay. Now go to the balancing segment assignment. So what you need to do, you need to go to the task, which is the assign balancing segment to the legal entity. Go to task. Select the third one. Click on go to task icon. So you need to select the second option, that because this was a different one. You can go to task and you can select the balancing segment value, which is 01. Yes, and you can enter more balancing segment values and then save and close. After completing all these tasks like creation of primary ledger and defining the legal entity address and then legal entity definition using that legal address, and then assignment of balancing segment value to the legal entity. Now we need to run a program which is review and submit accounting configuration. So that need to be searched. Go to your task and search this task and submit for your financials. click on the link and go to the task. And submit for our newly created. So this is a request ID. You can note it down and check it too by going to the navigator, the status of this. Go to tools, schedule processes. So this is still running. Basically, we need to run this task, complete accounting configuration, and this will create and sync the balance cube, right? So balances cube is nothing. This is the linkage of all the balances when we are defining a new primary ledger. So it would create the cubes at the GL level. So you need to refresh it. It would take some time. So got succeeded. Now you can just start your using ledger by assigning the role to a user, right? General accountant role or general accounting manager role. All these roles need to be assigned to start the GL module. Like you can enter the journal entries in the system. So this is how we can define the primary ledger. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching my video. Take care. Bye bye.